Joining us now, Herschel Walker, former NFL player and Heisman Trophy winner. Herschel, you're a supporter of President Trump. You introduced him at a luncheon earlier today. We'll get to that in a minute. But I wanted to ask you this. Louisville, you can add to the list of cities that are seeing violent protests this summer. What do you make of it?
Well, I'm sad. I'm very sad because, you know, there's little kids, there's elderly that are frightened, and yet I think we need law and order. You know, I heard your reporter earlier say that it looked peaceful, but it is not peaceful when they said you got to disperse. You mean you got to go home. Well, they didn't go home. They moved to another place. You know, I happened to watch Governor DeSantis earlier today, and I agree with what he said, is that, guys, you know, there's no one that should ever be killed. But right now, the AG has made a decision, and if the people don't like it, that, you know, we got to go to Washington and change it. Because let me tell you a little story. If your parents at home is not together, the kids can't be together. Well, in Washington, right now, they won't even go by the Constitution. You know, they won't even abide by the Constitution. They want to change it every time. So if they're not together, how can you ask the citizens to be together? But one thing we need in this city, in this country right now, is law and order. This country was built on law and order, and it's time for people to understand that. So I think what Governor DeSantis said today, I think that's what they need to do. And I think every governor should be punished who is going to let people be injured, because there's not a peaceful protest when you have police officers that were shot earlier. And he just said there's people carrying guns, even though you have the right to. But later tonight, let's see what's going to happen. And that's the reason I think you got to have law and order. We need law and order right now in the United States of America.
And it appears that the people of the United States of America are getting a little tired of it. There is the new AP poll just out that seems to show a declining interest in approving protests against racial injustice. 44% Americans disapprove of the response of the protests in response to police violence against black Americans. 39% approve. In June, the number approving was 54%. So it's dropped more than 10 points.
Well, let's be honest. Everybody wants law and order. I don't care what color you are. Everybody wants law and order. And you can't say African American. In the crowd, you have more than just African American. You have white, you have Latino, you have different people in that crowd. And so everybody wants law and order. And I will guarantee you the majority of the people want law and order. And I think right now, and I hate to ever call out a party, the Democratic Party need to start doing the job. Let's say you cannot denounce that violence and that there's riot. You can't denounce it, but yet you really don't mean it. If you really mean it, you got to tell the people this is unlawful. It is time for law and order. It is time for these governors. It is time for these mayors to start doing their job, or they get sued by the citizen. You know, people work hard for their job. And, you know, when people are injured, when people are hurt, when people are killed, you need law and order.
Very quickly, you were at that event, Black Economic Empowerment, today with the president. He there said that this push to defund the police is actually hurting black communities. Let me play it for you.
Instead of fighting for public safety for these communities, the Democrats are attacking our police and empowering far-left rioters, looters, and anarchists. Those pushing to defund the police are hurting black communities the most.
Herschel, is he right?
He is totally right, and I've said it many times. Whoever came up with defunding the police came up with a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Today, the president unveiled what he called a platinum plan, which they don't even know what this is. They talk about social justice. They talk about justice. Well, this is a plan that the president has unveiled that is going to increase capital in the black communities, meaning $500 billion over 4 years. Well, you know, if everyone pays attention to that, this president is a get-done president. No one came to Washington and asked him to do this. He did it because he wanted to try to get things to change. He wants people to understand that.
Herschel Walker, it's great to talk to you. Thanks for coming on.